on this very unique marketing slash production tutorial, I'm going to show you one incredible trick that nobody talks about when it comes to improving your music. And that is using YouTube audience retention graphs. Now, first off, I have to say as a side note, if you're really trying to be a musician, you're releasing your music, make sure you release it on YouTube. So create a separate YouTube channel, or let's say if you only have one, or whatever the case is, create a YouTube channel for your music, release your music. Even if it's a static picture and just the audio in the background, make sure you do so. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet and the number one search internet period, the number one search engine period when it comes to any entertainment style video. Now here's why YouTube is amazing, specifically for not only musicians but videographers as well. But in this case, we're going to talk about music. Now, if I pull up my analytics on YouTube, you can see, there's a bunch of different metrics here. I'm going to make this video as simple as possible. For me being a YouTuber for over half a decade now, a lot of this can get actually more complicated than you could think. But one amazing thing about YouTube is it shows you an audience retention graph. Now, if I scroll down, as you can see, I have it since published, I see this. Now, what this does is this shows you exactly when people repeat certain elements in your video, when they click away, what's the average of people watching by a certain point, etc., etc. Now, for anyone making a YouTube video, this is obviously very helpful. You can see, all right, so here's when most people click out, here's when most people get bored. But when it comes to music, it's the same thing. This song, St. Patrick's Day, one of my songs, although, yeah, it's a video, it's really just a song. And if you look at SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, etc., none of them have this. So I can see exactly where people replay part of my song. I can see how quickly people click out. And this is very useful information to make your songs better and better. This is showing you exactly, is my song captivating enough? When does it get boring? Now, if I had to have you guess, this song is an EDM song, also make electronic music. If I had to ask you, where do you think the drops are? You could probably guess right away, right here and right here. Now, also YouTube does is it tries to give you more information based off this graph. So if I go to this little I symbol right here, it says 73% of your viewers are still watching around the 30-second mark. This is higher than typically compared to your other recent videos, nicely done. So if I play the beginning, for example, right, I can have it play clip here. Right? Now, a lot of people stayed and listened to that part. And what I realized when releasing the song and looking at the graph is it really jumped in right away, right? For a lot of EDM songs, as a quick side note, especially for DJing, there's usually this like kick snare pattern or just like only in the beginning, right? And then it goes into the song. And that made me realize when I make EDM songs now, I'm better off having some type of melody that grabs your attention right away, as opposed to that beginning part that's really made for mixing. Or maybe have two different versions. I have a radio edit and an extended or a full-length edit. Because if I go here now to this song, this is my track Like a Metronome, you see right away it drops down. And if I go to here, it says 29% of your viewers were still watching around the 30-second mark. This is lower. Now if I play the beginning, now this is a song I resampled the Ableton metronome. And if you're a producer, that'll probably grab your attention because you're like, wait, that's the Ableton metronome. But if you're not, this. Now it's good for mixing, but it's not that catchy, right? You're not going to sit there and be like, most people would either click out, which as you can see, a lot of people did based off the graph, or you might just click ahead. So some people went here, as you can see, kind of went up a little bit because, right? So now if I go to this track now, just showing you kind of another example, this is my track Capoeira, one of my most popular tracks of all time, this one in St. Patrick's Day are. As you can see, this one, when I play it, now, bit of a repetitiveness, right, when it comes to this track. It's kind of in the middle, right? It's a little repetitive where I could mix it in, similar to like a metronome, but also has a kind of melodic element that does grab your attention and it's kind of interesting. Same thing with St. Patrick's Day. And if I go here, as you can see, 68% of your viewers were still watching around the 30-second mark. Now, this is what's interesting, too, that I can kind of analyze. And again, this is what I do now when it comes to my music. If I go here, as you can imagine, the drop will always have this bump, right? Because that's the most energetic, climactic part of your song, especially when it comes to electronic music. So here, right? Now what's interesting is, as you can see here, the graph pretty much goes down like that. Now that is typical in a lot of YouTube videos, in this case music as well, but if I go here, you'll notice it's a bit more drastic. So what's interesting is people kept listening to this song for both drops, this one they didn't. So what I could do is analyze, be like, okay, how come in this song, there's that clear second bump at the second drop, right? If I go here.
It's St. Patty's Day. Everyone's Irish tonight.
This is an amazing technique to really analyze your music in depth. Because remember, you're making music for people, not robots. I know that sounds weird to say. And the good thing about this is this shows you exactly when do people click out? When are they getting bored? When are they repeating something because they really like that part? Is your beginning grabbing their attention? In this song, no, it's not.